Okay, is ranking Malik Nabers as a top 20 fantasy wideout too high? I actually have him as my wide receiver 16 now, but I mean, there's times to change. He had a resume. Had an argument to be the top wide receiver drafted above Marvin Harrison. I mean, he recorded one of the best ever yards per team pass attempt marks during an age 20 season. Total missed tackles forced in 2023. Malik Nabers 30, Odunze 15, Harrison 5. Nabers is more than twice as many yards as Harrison before their 21st birthday. Super explosive. And now here's where we turn to Harmon, the wide receiver expert. However, Nabers saw 60% of his yardage last season come from the slot. I mean, 9 of his 14 touchdowns were on slot fades alone. Obviously, the Giants have a shaky quarterback situation playing outdoors. But I ultimately settle on 150 targets from a beast here. And I think there's a big tier after my top 15 in wide receivers. I know people are putting Olave as a top 12 guy, and maybe with Kubiak involved, they're going to run a lot more motion and all that. But boy, people are projecting Olave not unlike I mean, maybe I'm crazier with Drake when you look at their stats from the year before, but people are definitely projecting Olave to continue to make a leap there. So yeah. Thoughts on me drafting Nabers right around him and as a in the tier right after the top 15?
Yeah, this is too much for me.
Too much, okay.
I think way too much for me. Man, like I'm looking just at your rankings right now, and like, yeah, I think I'm definitely going Chris Olave. I think I'm definitely going Mike Evans ahead of Malik Nabers. Yeah, Jalen Waddle, I think I'm probably gonna go ahead of Malik Nabers too. It does get dicey once you get to like the Texans guys, just because of overall target volume. But man, like, would I rather take the shot on Stephon Diggs as probably the number 2 pass catcher with CJ Stroud, or like Malik Nabers as the number 1? Like, I definitely think he'll be the number 1 receiver. I'm not 100% convinced he's just going to come in here and see like 150 type of targets or something like that. That's just a lot. And there's not another high quality player, but there's some decent guys on that roster that are going to earn some volume. Michael Pittman, I think I'd probably go ahead of Malik Nabers too. Amari Cooper, I'd even think about. So yeah, to me, I'll probably end up having, like, I have Malik Nabers pretty low in my early rankings, but who cares? I'll probably end up having him somewhere around like, maybe mid 20s at receiver. I've been throwing this comparison out there. I think I threw it out on my other show, that I think Malik Nabers' rookie season could look a lot like Jalen Waddle's rookie season, where he actually ends up being a high reception total, but not a lot of big plays, just because they're trying to manufacture him so much stuff. Like Jalen Waddle, the thing about him is he comes in the NFL as speed, big playmaking ability, but then he averages like under 10 yards a catch as a rookie, and we're like, what the hell happened here? Like, thought this guy was supposed to be a big play asset. And I think, by the way, Malik Nabers is a better player than Jalen Waddle. A tier 1 prospect for me. Jalen Waddle's a tier 2 prospect for me. So there is a difference there from ability standpoint. But I'm just saying from a utilization standpoint, I think he could end up being fed a lot of like underneath touches, and not necessarily because they want to get him the ball in space to make plays after the catch, which, by the way, if he gets Jalen Waddle's season as a rookie, that's fine. It's just not quite to like maybe top 15 expectations.
I moved Olave ahead of him. That was too much. But man, I can just make an argument for Nabers' upside over all these other guys who are competing with other alphas. Devonta Smith right behind him, Jalen Waddle, Tank Dell, Stephon Diggs at his age with 2 other guys in Houston. You're going to take over Nabers? I can't. Yeah. I can't see it. Pittman's got some competition too. And Mike Evans last year, he was being drafted behind Chris Godwin. I think this is the year to go after Godwin, who's going to return to playing the slot, and he's going to be the value if you want the Bucs receiver. Just flip it from last year. He's 30 years old. I think the touchdowns are there, but yeah, maybe this is crazy Nabers as a rookie and getting the ball from Jones, but I think we can project as many as 140 to 150 targets, but this is a tough one. I'm not sold on this. That's why I wanted to talk to. Oh, the slot. What is that? I know there used to be concerns. I think it's just you take it a case-by-case basis, right? Sometimes you can look back and see, it was overrated because of the slot. Other times nowadays, the slot's so important in the NFL, who cares, right? So maybe it's a good thing, right? So you don't really care that all that production came out of the slot, I'm guessing.
I do think some of it is fraudulent production for sure. Or I shouldn't say fraudulent. It just doesn't map to the league, some of that stuff, because of the hashes and the way that you can throw like out routes from the condensed formations. It's different. But I think from a talent perspective, Malik Nabers has ability to play outside, but I don't think you're going to use him as a true X receiver like you would with Marvin Harrison or Roma Dunze. So that's sort of where I come down on that one.
Okay. All right.